Well, the rain seems to have pushed on through, and I lost my signal again, which was a little bit disappointing for me because I caught a few fish back there and nobody got to see them but me. I thought y'all might want to see some fish get caught, but yeah, lost my signal, and just catching them on this crankbait, just fishing this crankbait over the top of this shallow grass. Now that this has moved through, let's see if it calms down a little bit here. I'm gonna give it a few minutes I'm gonna give it a little while for it to get kind of get on past, and then I think I'm gonna make a little, not a lot of grass down there, make a little pilgrimage up the river, see if we can find anything looks promising. I got in here a little close. I mean, this is where I started this morning. Had a few bites in here first thing on the top water. Well, all right. Let me know if you can hear me now. Well, all right. Let me know if you can hear me now. All right, I think we're good. Can't believe I've been out here doing all this with no sound. Nobody's saying anything. You gotta let me know. Sometimes stuff just happens. It's hard to notice when that thing goes off. All right. So a little something going on in this a minute ago. I'll put my, ooh. A little swim jig on and cast around here. A little school of something behind us. Oh, I say a school. Something came up and busted twice. Oh. Oh yeah. Some stuff coming up on this point. Didn't hit my crankbait, but maybe he'll come up one more time and I can see him a little better. Well, nothing. I'll put it right here where it's on the ready. There's some fish popping some shad over here. Seeing some bait activity. Promising. Call it eelgrass though, but if that's all they got, that's all they got. Not a big fan of the eelgrass myself. Ooh, sun's coming out. Now it's getting steamy. Had two little storms come through this morning, and got my feet nice and wet. Ooh, it looks like a little grass line right out there. There's another little. Yeah. I know what I like when I'm bass fishing, and this isn't it, but we're gonna give it a little shot for a second. All right, we'll put this down. I'm gonna pick my top. Oop, make a bunch of noise. Put my phone in my pocket because it's too hot. A little bit initially. All right, made a little change. There we go. Made a little change in it. Cast too. Well, that's going right. That one's got a little bit on it. That's good fish right there. All right. Cast. Do that a little. I grab. Yep. All that's he just walked up and took one. Now, that would be the cast I'd make right in that stuff, and then right in the other stuff. bunch of grass. Got a bunch of eelgrass that's growing out here. Not much of anything else, it doesn't look like, but something's wrong with that thing. It doesn't normally run that straight. Something just is chasing a shadow right behind my bait. Definitely a lot of activity going on out here. Well, we got one over here. It's a start. 1.1 bass. Oh, I see some schoolies out there. Oh man. Well, looks like now it's going to turn out to be... I'm going to ease over this next point. Try the same thing. That's what we do. We just kind of get a game plan and we run it. that dock. Pretty houses on this side though. Got a little water willow. Man. All right. Got the docks piled in here on top of each other. That's just good zoning right there. So we got a little spot next to this dock. Looks like the grass doesn't go quite. We'll get in, and then we got a little something coming up right side. Well, this water over here is a lot more dingy than it is over on the other side where there's grass. This is the way this water is supposed to look, I guess. See if I can hit that cast just right. Yeah, there we go. That's good enough. Well, good looking cast, no bass. Not seeing the activity here I was seeing on that other side. All right, seeing some shad down here. All right, moving to the next pocket. This is the strategy at the moment. We're fishing these we're just fishing these smaller pockets on this side of the lake. It's not really a strategy, it's just more of an experiment. But well, sometimes I can skip that thing, but it's not wanting to skip today. Nope, not wanting to skip at all. A little bait activity moving over there. Got some brim under the dock. Looks like a gonna some really weird looking point coming off of that bank, so be interested to see what that looks like. It's a little rounded. I'm gonna get out one more rod because I don't know why I'm feeling on it. The dreaded brush hog. I might have caught a fish on that once. Thanks, Alan. I'm just trying to do something a little different today. I can go up there. I mean, I'm sure everything that can be tried and tried on this lake has probably been tried on this lake, but sometimes I like to get away from the crowd. Not that there's a crowd today, but yeah. But just getting something different. Come on now. Did get one good bite, so that's some. Oh, I see some. See, that right there is something that somebody would have overlooked. If that's, I can't tell if that's just floating or if it's I think it's just a bunch of floating grass out here. There's a point that comes out right here. It's kind of a weird looking deal. It goes around and there's a pocket. So right in there is where the pocket is. And then of course, right where you want to fish, is where all the eelgrass is sitting on the surface. so you can't fish it good. Maybe I can get on the other side of it and let me just brush hog and see what we got. Let's go a little old school here. Something I haven't done in a while. Ooh, need to tighten up. Not feeling squat on the bottom. Okay, now we got a little something. What's our depth? This is a weird little point. There's two pockets and this point kind of comes out in front of them almost like a bar. I fish grass like this, I don't really crawl my bait a whole lot. I actually kind of pop it so it kind of jumps up out of the grass. I feel like it does a little bit better presentation and fish react to it a little bit better. Seems to do better earlier in the season. Sometimes later in the season you do have to, I don't know about this eel grass and stuff, but in coontail and hydrilla and stuff like that, you have to kind of, as the season goes on, you got to kind of slow down your retrieve a little bit sometimes, it seems like, and crawl it through there a little bit more. But we're just kind of covering a little water, so. This is just a Texas rig full-size brush hog. I use a 5/0 hook and a 5/16 ounce weight most of the time. Like I say, sometimes I'll downsize my weight. I normally don't go any heavier than that. It's a good weight down to about 10 foot if you're fishing anything deeper than that. A lot of times I'll just Carolina rig. No bite. There's some stuff down there. And this is a 20 pound fluorocarbon. I don't like using anything any lighter than that because I just feel like it's just got too much stretch. And especially when you're in this grass, this is the least you should do. in my opinion. Somebody else will have a different opinion. And this is a mag heavy rod. This is what I used all the time when I was fishing tournaments. And you get a 6 or 7 pound fish on, you got decent control. So, and you can get them out of the stuff with that 20 pound line. I know a lot of guys use 25, like a lot of those pros that jig fish and stuff use 25. I've never seen a situation where I felt like 20 wasn't enough. Maybe they're just doing it because they can. Because it's, I mean, you know, if you got a lot, what was that? If you got a lot of money on the line and you're fishing a jig or something where you really need to horse a fish out of the cover, you know, maybe that's when you do need it. But I've not seen a situation where I have ever felt like, is there a fish on that? What was going on there? That was weird. That was weird. I think I was just bouncing along the top. And I'll do a whole lot of slow fishing on here because it's slow, and you're gonna catch some good fish doing this when you find them, but you got to find them. And I go to a lot of different places every week. If I was fishing the same body of water all the time, I'd have me some brush hog fish found. And actually I do on Chickamauga. I might fish a brush hog a little bit tomorrow. I'm gonna go stay close to the house tomorrow and fish till about noon, I think. Just a neat little, this is a neat little flat point that kind of just drops off into some deep water, and it's got grass on it. All would be some fish. It's not topped out or anything, but and this hook I use is it's called a Mustad 92000. It's actually a swim bait hook. They don't make them anymore, but I use a screw lock. Just like you would rig a swim bait with a screw lock, that's how I rig my worms. I just feel like you don't ever have the issue of your bait sliding down your hook and messing up your gap and everything. But one of the things that I've always liked about this particular hook is it's a really, really wide gap because it's a swim bait hook. So when you hook fish, you usually hook them pretty deep in the cheek or somewhere like that. You don't get them skin hooked very often. And then the other thing is, a lot of the swim bait hooks, the hook actually points directly at the line tie, and this one actually points a little bit higher. So it's almost like using a straight shank hook, and it's got a really, really wide gap, and you really hook them. If I get a hook in one, I don't lose very many fish on this hook. Maybe I'll get a bite and I can show you what it looks like. Usually they're hooked through the cheek, through the muscle in their cheek is where I usually hook fish with this hook. Because I do a little side hook set normally. I don't do a straight up and down jaw crack like a lot of guys do. I just kind of reel down and put pressure on them and sweep to the side. Normally. But when you do that, hooks them right in that side jaw, and they're in that jaw meat, and they're hooked. They're not going anywhere. All right, that's enough of this for the moment. Go back to our crankbait and I don't think that this is, yeah, we're not that, it's not that deep. Oh man, I just had a nice one followed all the way up. Like a 2.5 pounder. Huh. Well, he didn't follow it up a second time. I'll make another cast at that same spot though. There are fish here. And if this, I mean, I like the way this looks over here, and it doesn't get a whole lot of pressure. So I mean, I'm fishing a little bit slower to see if I can actually get a fish to hit. Sometimes you'll see me kind of breeze through stuff real fast. Like there's, I don't know if that's grass or if that's something hard. Sometimes I'll kind of breeze through stuff fast if it doesn't really look like something that I think will work for what I'm doing, or if I just don't like the way it looks. But this looks pretty good. Got some good shoreline cover too. I like that willow grass up there. But I fished it for 2 weeks in a row and I didn't do squat, so I'm gonna stay out here. I got around this corner a little bit. I'm gonna put the popper back on and try that up in the shallow section, and I'd even try it up against that seawall point. If it's not depending on how it looks. What's up, Brendan? Thanks for watching, man. Where you at, Washington, D.C. or Washington State? Yeah, and I mean, it's like when you're fishing for money, you got to make sure you don't miss anything. This, I'm not fishing for money. I can miss a fish or two every now and then, not worry about it. I would have been pulling my hair out if I'd been fishing for money this morning, because I had 12 topwater bites and got like 3 of them in. It's this is kind of an interesting little deal. I'm gonna get my frog out because it's got a it's just this section where there's some stuff on the bottom, but then there's some eelgrass that's blown up in here too. I'm just going to kind of fish across the top on this, see if there's anything just kind of hanging out there. Well, and the design actually for just fishing across sparse eelgrass in places where I can't fish my popper. Some of that's a little bit more matted than I would normally fish it, but right there it's not. All right, moving on. See how this next point kind of shapes out. So this guy's got a light here. He's got a light right there. He's got a minnow bucket right there. This is possibly a fisherman dock. Depth is about 10 feet under there. There's definitely fish. Cast away because that's where the point goes. Ooh, set a little light on my drag on my cast control. Did you get him? Oh, Osprey got him a nice something. Thump, no thump. It would be nice to catch a fish on a brush hog. I haven't done that in a while. Did it a couple of months ago. I think I did it in a little bit in May. To get sick of I did so much worm fishing on Chickamauga. Man. We'll kind of fish around until we get to that next dock, and then we're gonna move on. Just hitting the high spots. next pocket after I hit this little piling. Next hole. Let's go. Can't tell if that's just stuff that's washed in or if that's... No, that's not. Ooh. Nope, don't like this. Never mind. Never mind. It looked good on the front end until I realized that you can't really fish it because of all the floating grass. This looks a little better right here. Probably won't be any better, but it looks better. Looks like it's a popper spot. feel anything there. I got a nice squat down there. I think I'm around this point and we'll go up the river to a little grass area that I know. It'll be about time to go home. Fish up there a little bit. Oh, yeah, I had light. I had gar. Yes. bottom, and then turn the boat this way, so we'll just do that. They're not going on it right now. That's how you jack them, just like that. That's a good one. There we go. Nice little bass on the brush hog. Oh, tore up my brush hog. I'm going to get one good. See this. This is a wait. Okay. That's what I'm using right there. Just that's a big hook, and I've always like we want to use. I want the biggest one possible. But we found this on the old brush hog. Catch one like this, sometimes you can catch one. On a day to day, I'm not. It might be the first bass I've ever caught on a fish hog because I normally fish them. Things. Caught 2 fish doing something a little different. That's the other thing with this worm fishing, you can just eat up your day too. You get a bite in a spot and you feel like there may be some more in there and you just camp and then it never happens, and then you've wasted another 20 minutes trying to make another fish bite because you can't cover your water fast. Alrighty, moving on. That was cool. Got to catch one on the bug. Alright. Like you got pontoons all day. We got a variety here with good scope. Nice little short ride there. All right, let's see if this is if this was a long drive where we can be fruitful, or if it was a long drive for nothing. There's a big, I'm just kind of drifting up on this. Drifting up on this little, it's kind of a hump. I don't know. Just a big shallow area, big shallow flat out here. And then I got another little area over here where I've caught some good fish before that we're going to try. I'm trying to see it, but I don't know. I'm just kind of drifting over this with the worm, seeing if maybe we can pick up a little bonus in the drift. I've never actually got out here on the river and fished the edges of this grass with a worm. I usually just get on the flats. I like fishing the flats. A lot of eelgrass on the surface. Pretty windy. If it's too windy, we'll go up in there a little bit, and there's some stuff we can try up in there a little bit. All would be. Just kind of hunting and pecking right now. When I get up in here a little bit where there's some of this topped out, I'm gonna change over to like a swim jig or something, and might fish a crank. If I can get a crankbait, I just feel like there's too much stuff on the top to fish a crankbait or a topwater. And it's a little bit windy for a topwater, I'd say. I do like to crank this brush hog too. I'll fish it. Sometimes I'll fish it when I'm in grass like this. I'll just kind of reel it through, kind of like a swim bait. This gives the fish a little different look. And you can still pop it. You can still pop it and do all that, but. Gives them a little different look in that, coming through that grass. Yeah, that wind's That wind's tough. This isn't actually the patch that I want to fish. The patch I want to fish is over there. This was just on the way. You know, you can just fish along, maybe pop one on the way. Let me have this. Let me have this for right now. We got lots going against us right here. We got pretty heavy winds. We got a little bit clearer water than I was hoping for, and we've got wind and clear water than I was hoping for. Pretty much good. Got all the eelgrass on the surface on top of that. Ooh, this water's clear. This water is super clear. I'm planning on that, but I'm gonna pick up a swim bait for a minute. It's a little 4.5 inch, I think it's called a true bass. Windy. Very, very much windy. Ooh. Oh man. Oh, not feeling this. Not feeling it. Not feeling this at all. Like the area where I usually catch them might be choked out. I don't know. I'm gonna crank up and go over there and take a look, and then if that's not good, I'm gonna go I got some places in this creek over here I want to go take a look at. It's all exploratory. Get out the old bug and let's see what we can do here. See if I can get one of those big midday bass to come up and slop that thing. Just slam bang it. Amazing to me how grass just looks so different year to year. And even down here, even month to month. Let's go a little bigger. Let's go just a little bigger so I can fish it just a little bit faster, I think. What's going on, Dawn? I don't think the full moon hurts me, but of course nothing. It's all hurting me today. I'm not doing worth a flip, but oh, I'm just. Yeah, let's fish that side. I like that side better. Make our gratuitous down the middle shot. This is I'm actually surprised to even see grass right here, because this is the shallowest part. It's a little hump. This shallowest part, and the grass doesn't even grow in here till late. See some bottom in some places. There's some. I was hoping I'd have a little situation where there was a bunch of coontail or something laid over in here and I could fish my swim jig through it. But I'm not getting anything about any of what I want today. As far as that goes. I'm missing a lot of fish. Getting rained on. I'm gonna fish through this. When I get to the other side, we're gonna crank up. We're gonna go do some, I'm gonna go find some little points with some grass on it in the back of this creek. Well, not in the back of the creek, in this creek. Right now I'm just trying to make one react. I think I'm gonna have to. August is tough, man. August is such a tough month. I mean, especially if you're fishing this grass. It's weird because it's I can see bottom right there. You know they're in there, but it's really too thick. I mean, I guess I could punch, but good gracious, I don't want to do that. Right through here looks like good frogging territory. One was inclined to do that, but I am not, so I'm getting out of here. Let's go find some points with some grass on them in this creek and try a brush hog and maybe try a jerkbait. We're riding the wind right here. Put this away. Maybe I can find what I'm looking for back in this creek. Didn't find it here. Oh man, got a little bit of grass on my thing there. Just a little bit. All right. More water for the road. Got some grass on my prop here. Oh yeah. Big old long point going out through here. I'm just going to scan this one. The one in the back right there is the one I want to fish. Oh yeah, there's grass all over this thing. I'm going to try a jerkbait. I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to put a jerkbait on a casting rod, which is something I don't normally do, but the last time I was out here, I was using one on a spinning rod, and I had a couple of fish have their way with me. So, we're going to do a full size guy here. On this rod right here, and then we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. I feel like I can fish this over the top of grass, and over the top of grass, and if I get a fish, I've got a little bit of muscle on this rod. It's got 15-pound line on it. I don't normally fish stuff this heavy for a jerkbait, but you know, it's experiment day. And I don't really like fishing a jerkbait on a long rod. This is a 7-footer, which for me is a long rod for a jerkbait because I'm kind of short. And my rod tip bangs on the water or against the boat or otherwise. Let's see what we got. Okay. And first cast, unsuccessful. Got it wrapped up. No? I don't know what happened. Something's not working right here. No. See if I can actually get a what is it? The universe does not want me to fish this jerkbait. Why is it not? Something weird's going on here. I think I tied it on where my line goes through went through the split ring and the line tie. I wasn't getting any freedom of movement. Let's try it again. Something weird like that was going on. I'm just gonna do a Palomar, make it easy. I did something a little fancier last one. There we go. All right. Are we doing better? There we go. We got some movement. Oh yeah, that'll wear you out quick. But it'll put a fish in the boat too. Look at that. Hey, jerk bait. There we go. All right. I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck. We just first cast to get it in, and I was actually reeling it in. But hey, whatever it takes. That thing's going crazy. Nope. Man, this grass on this lake just gets me, man. And we've got eelgrass. I've got some issues with my fish finder on the front, so I need to be able to see kind of what depth we're at and what we're doing, and I'm a little bit in too close. Truth be told. Doesn't seem to matter because I'll catch a couple of fish on this thing. Look at this. Hey. We might have figured something out here, huh? Oh, don't throw a hook in my hand now. Got it. Now I got you. All right. 2 fish quick. That one doesn't have any size, but hey, getting bites. I'm happy with bites. They're hitting that full size one too. That's good. A lot of times I gotta go to that small one to get bites. And I don't feel like they're overpowering me, so that's good. There were a couple of them when I went to Goose Pond the last time I was here, man. I hook them and they just zip some drag on that 8-pound line. Oh, we got a little coon tail down there, it looks like. I don't know what it is about a jerkbait, but they'll like that. When you get this clear water, this clear hot water, they'll hit it because it's really erratic and everything. They'll wear it out. These are the same kind of places that I catch them in the pre-spawn too, just little points with grass on it. That's milfoil. Thing about a jerkbait too is you don't really have to be hitting anything. You can just kind of be working over the top of something, and that thing just darting and dashing in there, and then that's not a fish. That's just some grass over the top of some milfoil. Got some delicious milfoil there. I'm just gradually working myself. Oh, I thought I was working myself deeper, but my fish finder shows a different tail. There you go. Using the KVD power jerk technique right now. It'll wear you out, man. I don't know how he did that crap all day, every day. I need to go back before I leave. I probably need to go back out on the end of that point and work my way back out. I'm gonna try this little point in front of me. It's got some milfoil on it too. Just kind of working my way over there. There's a point here, and then there's a little trough, and then there's another point. So I'm just kind of seeing if sometimes there's fish in the trough. Little sneaky ditches, you know. I'll see if I can make a gradually deeper cast or further cast and maybe hit some of that grass before I actually move the boat in. Yeah, there's some. Just make sure I'm kind of in the zone. You gotta get in the zone. Make sure around some, if you're around some grass, you might be around some bass. Just that's grass. Aha! We got one. Looks like a little baby. Yeah, there we go. Oh, got me. Threw it back at me. Not used to a bite on this casting rod. It just feels completely different than a spinning rod bite. Plus that rod that I use for my jerkbait on my spinning rod is a really high dollar rod, so it's a little bit more sensitive, even with that light light 8-pound line. And I'm used to having to, when I get them, I have to kind of play them, actually finesse and play them. I don't really have to do that here. I can just start cranking them in, I think. Ooh, a little bit of backlash. That's apparently I should have been doing this all day. We got 3 bites really quick on this. Some of where I've been fishing today, I couldn't have got bites doing this because you just can't fish it. But you know, you just adjust where you're fishing. They're obviously on these little points with grass on them. Just move around. Find where they're at. Fish the right kind of bait. Had to pull myself out just a little bit deeper. I'm still about 10 foot deep where the boat's sitting, so I'm not real deep, but I'm not up in that 4 or 5 foot range that I like to fish either. This is just a Mega Bass 110. Hey, thanks, Bass Lures. I'm sorry, I'm just getting to your message. My phone's trying to overheat and trying to hold this boat and everything. So, but I appreciate it. Yeah, this is the Bass Cat Felix. If you're interested in getting one, it's a neat boat, and I've really enjoyed it. I had to do all the rigging myself. It doesn't come with any of this stuff. It comes with a yeah, no, it's just grass. It just came with a boat and motor, and then I did all the other stuff myself. Fish by myself a lot, so it's a 17-foot boat, and it fits the bill. It was easy on the wallet. It's easy on the gas tank when I'm pulling it and when I'm running it. It's a good little. Oh, I could use one more good slap on this jerkbait before it's time to go home. I got a 100-mile drive ahead of me. That'll be fun. Live in Chattanooga, so where I put in Chattanooga is about 100 miles. All right, I'm gonna turn it around and go back on that other point. I'll work my way over there. Maybe I can pick up another one on this one. I just have one bite on this point, maybe two. Shame I didn't do this first. This kind of fishing though, well, I mean, everywhere. Hit or miss, you can when there's either have like a bunch of eelgrass in here messing you up, or you don't. Catch some There'll be one more on here. There'll be one more bass on this. Somewhere up here. All right, let's go back over the point where we caught some fish. Kind of stay off of it a little bit this time, and we'll try to stay off of it and do a little bit better job of that. Grass. Come on, let's get one more before the end of the day here. This looks like we're gonna have a halfway decent drive home. Got nice clear skies. Now we got that rain out of our system. Hopefully it's like that up towards the house. Usually get about 30 minutes out from Chattanooga and it gets stupid. Jet ski's bouncing over a wakeboard boat's wake over there. Should help my fishing. Maybe some fish out off the end of this thing. Didn't really get a chance to figure it out last time because I was had all those issues where I tied it up wrong. As you can see, those lovely wakeboard wakes in front of us. They're about 3 foot tall. Oh, let's just let those pass on through and nope, we got grass. Cast too far. Nope, no, that was the wrong kind of grass for a... Alright. There's some eel grass on the surface. Well, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, thanks. Oh, love it. I know y'all can see that. Love it. Well, it's just about that time. I'm gonna make a few more casts and that's gonna be go-in time. I may hit one or two little spots on the way in, but may not. Not sure yet. Trying to look and see how many, a few more little points down through here. Yeah, I should have started over here. Should have come over here and just worked all these points with a jerkbait today and seen what happened, but I didn't think about it. I was more worried about catching my topwater fish. Oh, we got a jet ski over here just thrashing out, messing with my head, so I think it's just about time to go. Yeah, let's do it. Get this one in and we're out. All right. We'll put a couple of these rods up that I know I'm not going to use anymore. This one can go up. Yeah, we'll put this one on this side. Caught fish on crankbait, topwater, jerkbait, and brush hog. That's about the full gamut from top to bottom. Ooh. Kind of ready for the fall, to be honest. I don't. Come on. That's good. That's good enough for now. The August, September are probably my least favorite months to bass fish. I don't bounce around too much out there. Yeah. There we go. So I do, even though September I did catch my second biggest bass ever, which was a 9.7 on a spinnerbait. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Not my favorite month to fish. Luckily, I mean, I don't feel like it's overly hot. Usually in August, you start getting these 100 degree days. We got a little breeze today. I haven't felt like super overheated at all on this trip. And I've also been pounding the water pretty good. But sometimes you just get out here and there's no wind. And it's just brutal hot. But it's been enjoy. Let's start heading the other direction, see if anything happens, and if not, we'll call it a day. Ooh, dang, Don, you gotta, I don't know where you were fishing, but I mean, it must have been Chickamauga, and Chickamauga's tough. It's very stingy sometimes. Ooh, all right, we're gonna make a ride down the lake.